This episode of TekThing is brought to you by Dell. Hey everybody, Patrick Norton here from TekThing. As you know, I am an audio geek, and if you don't know, I'm an audio geek. I love music, and I love to hear music when it sounds amazing. So I am always checking around at CES to see what is sounding really good. So, folded ribbon tweeter by any other name? Well, let's talk about this for a second. AMT tweeters, motion transformers, is the idea that instead of having a tweeter that goes in and out, you have a folded series of material that goes in and out like this and pushes out the high-end audio towards you. There were so many AMT tweeters at CES 2019, an air motion transformer really is what we're talking about. One of my favorites, the Elac Carina, the jet folded ribbon tweeter. That's Elac's name for an AMT. Andrew Jones has designed some of my favorite speakers like the Elac Unify and the Debut 2.0 series. This is his first ever design with an AMT, the jet folded ribbon tweeter, paired with a 5.25-inch driver and really smooth bass. Tremendous kick on the end, EDM I heard, downward firing ports so you can get them close to the wall. Interesting kind of construction on those. Pretty solid, $1,200 a pair. Those were really interesting. Much smaller and much more practical for most people. Kanto's TEAC, a 5.25-inch aluminum driver and a small air motion transformer, paired up with, amongst other things, Bluetooth and aptX support. You can do an RCA input. There's a USB DAC, so you can plug it directly in your computer. There's also a headphone plug on it, so there's a built-in headphone amp, so you can use them to drive your favorite headphones when you don't want to have the music blaring and irritating, well, your family and or your coworkers. Those are going to be shipping in January. They're about $799. Think studio monitor, but friendlier for home use. Emotiva, one of my favorite companies. I've bought a bunch of their gear out of my own pocket. Their T1 and T2 series are some of my favorites. They use 25 by 32 millimeter, what they call air motif folded ribbon tweeters. They took that tweeter from their bigger speakers and paired it up with two 5.25-inch drivers. Now, it basically functions like a two-way speaker. The speakers crossed over at 2,500 hertz as a two-way. But one driver, they tweaked, they changed, they set up the dust cap on the center and some other things in the speaker to help it radiate and disperse the mids, while the lowest of those 5.25-inch drivers is designed to hammer the bass at you. Much, much smaller than the T1 or T2. You could use them for surrounds, or I got to be honest with you, a very nice set of front speakers for your home theater or stereo. Really cool, $499 a pair, available now. That's a good price for those. The most audiophile experience I had, period, Classé audio. They were showing off their $11,000 a pair. Well, $11,000 each. You need two to do stereo. Delta Monoblocks. Those were running a mystical pair of Magico speakers. Magico speakers sell for like $42,000, and they were all running it off of a very stylish, very retro-looking reel-to-reel recorder. If I'm not mistaken, these are 300-watt amps that run 30 watts of pure Class A power before stepping over. They have a massive, like size of a bowling ball, toroidal coil. I can't say toroidal, but I'll try really hard. So they're obviously not going to run out of power anytime soon. They also require active cooling, but they have this really interesting tunnel design, so I don't think, I was pretty close and I didn't hear a thing. Let's step away from the intensity of high-end audio and bring it down a little bit with esports. Seriously. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Dell, who announced their Riot Esports partnership this week. The #1 gaming hardware brand and the #1 esports league in the world have joined forces. League of Legends has over 800 salaried players in the world. That's a lot of people playing some serious games. Now, Dell Technologies, they're going to bring their enterprise backbone technology in to standardize and simplify the esports hardware fleet for Riot Games. And the pros are now going to run Alienware Aurora desktops paired with top-of-the-line 240 hertz monitors. Dell's making esports and gaming better for everybody from the pros to you. Thank you, Dell, for your sponsorship of TekThing. I love tiny components that can deliver clean signal and power. I didn't get to hear TEAC's AX-505 Integrated Amplifier, but I love the burly design. It was like this big, but it looked like, the mini rack handles on them. It was really awesome. Clean layout and meters. I love meters. Meters are always good. Power is better, though, and TEAC has a custom-tuned Hypex NCORE Class D power amplifier tucked inside of this. 115 watts of really clean power into a 4 ohm. That's a pretty hefty load, according to the specs. Haven't heard it yet, haven't tested it. Priced at $1,500 MSRP, it has a lovely looking bit of kit, shipping later this year, as is the matching, well, not matching, but the AP505 power amp, similar Hypex cores, but has even bigger meters. Biodynamic, I love my Biodynamic DT770s. I've used those for years. They are an amazing studio headphone. They just, Biodynamic announced the Lagoon ANC sealed over ear. Sounded sweet, both with EDM and some fairly mild singing guitar stuff. The ANC worked well in the South Hall, which was incredibly loud because people. I didn't get a chance to test the Mosaic sound personalization, but I did love the LEDs and the ear cups that give you status info when you pick them up. Buyers also making earbuds. I'll have a review of their new tiny Soulbirds, which are right in here for you next week. Sonar Works. They now have a True-Fi app for your phone. It works with Spotify or your local stash of audio files. Their goal is, what they do is they do DSP to make your, well, they say sound like a recording studio. I say flatten out, maybe issues in headphones. The idea is basically to make the headphones you have sound better, or at least flat. They can tweak the output to compensate for your gender, your age, or if you just like to turn up the bass, which a lot of you would probably like to do. It's in the App Store and Google Play. I'll be doing a review of that soon. It is free for now. There might be like a small, modest fee in the future. If you want better audio for your video, and this is not listening, but I love recording audio, and Shure makes some really, really amazing listening gear and, of course, recording gear. Shure's MV88 kit, $249, gets you a really slick microphone. It has a selection of cables, including USB-C and Lightning, the ability to monitor while you record, and a Wii, well, it's like this Wii, Manfrotto tripod with a built-in phone clamp. Very, very slick, $249. This is going to really, really, really make audio easier for a lot of people who want to run and gun with phones but need better audio. Cambridge Audio's Alva TT turntable. I am not a turntable guy. I am not a vinyl guy. I am a digital guy. I love my giant collection of FLACs. I love streaming music. I enjoy the idea of dropping a needle on a record, but I'm going to flat out say it right now. As not a vinyl guy, probably the nicest time I had in all of CES was over at Cambridge Audio's demonstration of the Alva TT turntable. It's pretty crazy. They took a turntable, they completely set it up with a really, really nice cartridge, everything set up. Well, you got to have to take it out of the box, plug it in, put the tone arm on, make sure the tone arm is not too heavy. You weigh the tone arm. It's complicated. We'll talk about it some other day. And this is the best part. Then pair it using Bluetooth or aptX HD. I'm going to challenge anybody right now to AV an RCA cable versus the aptX HD. They have a really nice ADC converter inside of that thing. It's grabbing the audio, digitizing it, sending it out over aptX HD. It's a direct drive turntable. It's really, really, it's Cambridge Audio. They're here to be serious and make music sound amazing because they love music. Wilco's Yankee Hotel Foxtrot running through a Cambridge Edge A integrated amp, B&W speakers. It was sweet. Everybody got quiet. Voices got quiet. We all enjoyed the music. I also had a hot cup of coffee in my hand, and it was dim, and there were no slot machines, so that probably helped the whole mood. But I got to say, I love listening to music. I love the experience. And, the people over at Cambridge, they were nice, and they had a big old stack of vinyl for people to check out. Listen to them both through this magnificent, $5,000, $8,000, $9,000 stereo system, and just pairing the turntable to a set of Bluetooth headphones, which sounded fantastic. If you're a vinyl person, if you want an easier way to listen to your vinyl because you had a great set of headphones, definitely keep an eye out for the Alva TT turntable. It's going to ship around Record Store Day in April. It's going to be $1,800. Not inexpensive, but a beautiful piece of kit and extremely well thought out. I love the blue light on the back that lets you know when it's in pairing mode. How funny is that? Hey, everybody. CES 2019, we've had a ton of videos. Go to youtube.com/TekThing. Comment down below if you have questions. And of course, go over to TekThing.com or just stay right here, youtube.com/TekThing to get our regular episodes. Thank you so much for watching. I got to go. Have a great night.